and it is He who bestows benedictions upon them. He is worshipable for the devotee throughout the devotee's life, for he never breaks his promises. As he says in Bhagavad Gita 9.31, Kaunteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. The Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because he takes care of his devotees. Anyone inimical to the devotees is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord. The Lord is the source of the Ganges water, and therefore he is addressed here as a Tirtha Pada, indicating that all the holy places are at his lotus feet, or that whatever he touches with his foot becomes a holy place. Bhagavad Gita, for example, begins with the words Dharma Kshetre Kurukshetre. Because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharma Kshetra, a place of pilgrimage. Therefore, the Pandavas, who were extremely religious, were assured of victory. Any place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead displays his pastimes, such as Vrindavan or Dwaraka, becomes a holy place. The chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, is pleasing to the ear, and it expands good fortune to the audience and who hears to it chanted. Owing to the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi was fully assured that the troublesome condition created for her by the demons would now be ended. The goddess Aditi said, O master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, O infallible and most famous person, whose name when chanted spreads all good fortune, O original Supreme Personality of Godhead, Supreme Controller, shelter of all holy places, you are the shelter of all poor, suffering, living entities, and you have appeared to diminish their suffering. Please be kind to us and spread our good fortune. So here we continue reading the Payovrata. Payovrata, the vow and austerity, was recommended by Kashyapa Muni to Aditi. So then, Aditi performed this vrata, and then Supreme Lord, being pleased with her, so he appeared in front of Aditi. So now Aditi is offering her prayers. So this, O master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies. So this is whenever in the spiritual circles, when they say something, it is all backed by the Shastra. When Aditi is saying, O Supreme Lord and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies, it's all coming from different places, from Vedas and Bhagavad Gita and all these things it's mentioned. So it's not like they just say something whimsically. Whatever they say is all like corroborated in all the other Shastras also. So it's interesting, here say, enjoyer and of all sacrificial ceremonies. In Bhagavad Gita, there is a place where it is mentioned, Krishna is the enjoyer of all sacrifices. Does anyone remember? You remember? Sivya? No? He's the enjoyer of all sacrifices. I'll give a clue. 5th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, last verse. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam sarva loka maheshwaram suhrutam sarva bhutanam jnatva mam santim richati. So it says there, a person in full consciousness of me, knowing me to the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities, the Supreme Lord of all planets and demigods, and the benefactor and well-wisher of all living entities, attains peace from the pangs of material miseries. So in the material world, everybody is worried actually, want of peace. Everywhere there is some war, so many situation, here war, there war, wherever you see there is a war going on. Everybody wants peace. Srila Prabhupada very boldly says, this is the peace formula, 3-point peace formula. What is the 3-point peace formula? Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. The person, this is like an ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices and austerities. Bhoktaram yajna tapasam. Sarva loka maheshwaram. Lord Krishna is a sarva loka maheshwaram. He is the proprietor of all the planetary systems. And then Suhridam Sarva Bhutana. He is the well-wishing friend of all the living entities. If somebody knows this, Jnatva Mam Santim Rachati, then only the peace will happen. Because otherwise, like there are so many isms, so many democracy, that one dictates, so many rules and regulations are there, but still we have not achieved peace. Even though Srila Prabhupada used to call the United Nations supposed to unite, but the countries are getting divided actually. So you start with some 100 countries, now you have 150 countries. Where is the unition there? There is no united. It's dividing. Okay, so you country, you go, separate. So there is no union in that. So if somebody understands, Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam, Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary of all sacrifices, the supreme lord of all the planets and demigods, and the well-wisher of all the living entities. He is the well-wisher, Suhrit. So that is why Mother Aditi is also saying, "Oh Master and enjoyer of all sacrificial ceremonies." So just this one sentence, she is quoting from all the, maybe she is not saying that I am quoting from Bhagavad Gita, but still it is understood that whatever she is saying, it's all corroborated in the Shastra. So Prabhupada says, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is a master of those who observe vows and austerities. Because the devotees, obviously, they take a lot of vows. Like chanting Krishna's name 16 rounds and also following the rules and regulations. So they take the vows and austerities. Because why they follow the rules and the regulations? They are all pleasing to Krishna, to give pleasure to Krishna. If somebody follows the rules and regulations, chanting Krishna's name, taking Krishna prasadam, and trying to propagate Krishna glories, so then they are pleasing to Krishna. But Krishna wants the living entities to live happily in this material world. Actually, Krishna doesn't want the living entity to come to the material world in the first place, but we decided to come. That is our misfortune. Krishna, we can very happily enjoy with Krishna in the spiritual world, Satchitananda, always we can have wonderful pastimes with the Lord, but somehow we developed this desire, I wanted to enjoy separately from the Lord. This desire has come. So now Krishna is saying, okay, you have developed the desire, what can we do? So I created this material world, I will give you all the facilities, whatever is needed, but the material world is created in such a way that it will be dukkhalayam asaswatam. It will be a place of misery and it will be a temporary place. It's not a permanent place. We can't make a permanent settlement here. Whoever you may be, whether you are a president or a prime minister or you may be some normal day-to-day person. You can't make a permanent settlement here. You have to, one day you have to come, you have to pass away. You have to live some time, maybe that can be 100 years, 200 years or whatever may be according to the situation, and you have to pass away. It's not a permanent place. So Krishna is recommending in the Bhagavad Gita, please come back to my abode. This is like, you come back to Vaikuntha, you come back to Goloka Vrindavan, where you can be eternally happy. That is what Krishna's formula is. Krishna's formula is, don't suffer here in the material world, come back to me and enjoy life with me. So for that effect, he is sending all. He comes personally, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuktanam adharmasya tadatmanam srijamya. He comes personally, comes also, he sends his representatives, acharyas are coming, and he leaves this grantha. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, all these grantha is kept so that we can read them, understand them, assimilate them, and then take advantage of that and go back home, back to Godhead. That is what Krishna's plan for all of us actually. Krishna's plan is that only. We may have different plans, we have different ideas may be there, but Krishna as a kind father, ultimately he is interested in our going back home, back to Godhead. He, like any father, even in the material world, a father or mother doesn't want the children to suffer, correct? Any father or mother, I may be suffering, but I don't want my children to suffer. That is a natural fatherly or motherly attitude, correct? The father may struggle, sometimes you see in the world, the father or mother may not eat, but they will make sure the children, they get something. Why? Because of the affection. Same way, Krishna also has affection for all of us. He is Dhinanatha, Prabhupada says in the letter, Dhinanatha. He is very, very affectionate towards the living entities, every living entity for that matter. Not only, it's not Krishna is not distinguishing, oh, this living entity I am affectionate, that living entity I am not affectionate. No, he is a seed-giving father of all the living entities. But if somebody surrenders to him, then Krishna shows special mercy again. Like this is so that way. When Prabhupada says here, he who observes the vows and austerities, and he is the bestower of benedictions upon them. Lord has many names. There is one deity in the South India, Kanchipuram, Varadaraja. Varadaraja. Vara means benediction. Raja. He is the one bestower, king of benediction. He offers benedictions. Because, see, when we come here in front of the Lord, sometimes, like this Lord, they are nothing, not different from the Lord in the Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan. There is no difference whatsoever. Maybe the Lord may be carved with the marble or maybe metal or wood, whatever it may be, but they are Archa Murti. In our material condition life, we may not be able to appreciate the spiritual form, so that we can render some service to them. So Lord has very kindly appeared in this particular form so that we can appreciate. So then we can see Gaurnitai, Radha Vallabha, Jagannath, so we can appreciate, and then we can establish some relationship with them, and we can serve them in whatever little way. Also we can understand Krishna is not like our service is like we don't have to get very proud about anything, because Krishna is being served by thousands and thousands of Lakshmi. Lakshmi, Sahasra, Sada Sambrama, Sevyamana. Thousands of Lakshmis are serving Krishna. What is our small service? We are trying. We are like a baby. We are taking baby steps only. Very, very, very simple offerings, simple things we are offering. But still, Krishna is very happy, because Krishna, if a living entity develops some desire, I want to serve you, Krishna immediately gives you all the ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiva bhaja. He gives immediately whatever understanding, whatever realization, whatever is needed, whatever facility needed, Krishna provides everything. That is Krishna. So that is why he is Varadaraja. Varadaraja means he is the bestower of benediction. Somebody comes in front of them, Lord is giving. We have to be intelligent enough to take the blessings from the Lord. Just bowing down to the Lord. And what is the greatest benediction we can offer? Ask Lord. You go in front of the king. King can give you anything. If you I just want a glass of water. If you ask from the king, that is not a very kind of intelligent thing to ask. You have to ask half of the kingdom or something big. You ask something big. So when you offer in front of the Lord, actually one sense we don't have to ask anything. Krishna is situated as a Paramatma within the heart. He knows everything. What is needed, what do you need to make everything Krishna needs, and he provides also. If at all you want to ask anything, there's only one prayer. Always I have to remember you. If you always remember Krishna, there is no problem. If you remember Krishna all the time, because that's it, there is no problem for you. Everything is provided, automatically provided. Krishna provides for all the living entities. Don't you think Krishna will provide for your devotee? So we should have a confidence that Krishna is my provider, Krishna is my master, Krishna will maintain me. I don't have to worry about something. No, Krishna will provide, Krishna will maintain me. So then Prabhupada continues that he is worshipable for the devotees throughout the devotee's life. So it's like Lord is worshipable. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says in that prayer, the Sishashtaka prayer, Aslisya vapada padaratam pinastumam adarshanam marmahatam karotuva yata tata vidhatu lampato matprana natastu sayeva napara. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly in his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything. He is my worshipful Lord unconditionally. So this is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he is saying, Krishna is my worshipful Lord unconditionally. We don't want to put any condition to go. Today I am feeling good, I will worship Krishna. Today, Krishna, you have given me something, I will worship you. Or you didn't give me, I am not going to worship. No, there is no equation like that. Krishna is our worshipful Lord unconditionally. Whether you embrace me or make me broken-hearted. You kick me or you just embrace me. Still you are my Lord. Because if somebody comes to that conclusion, then that person is completely Krishna becomes so much dear to that person. That is what we all, why we are here. We are in the Krishna conscious movement. We are trying to love Krishna, trying to understand Krishna, trying to engage in his devotional service. So if we can understand Krishna, it is up to you. You just, like Srila Prabhupada when he went to America, so he first said, no, like, you brought me here. Just like a puppet, you, whatever way you want to handle me, you do that. So that way, you put yourself as an instrument in the hands of Krishna, and then let Krishna handle that. That's the same thing Arjuna for Krishna is saying to Arjuna, Nimitta matram bhava savyasachi. You just become an instrument in the hand of me. So as far as the war is concerned, I have killed everyone. From my plan, all these people are killed. Bhishma, Drona, everybody is going to disappear. But I want to give the credit to you because you are the devotee. So that is Krishna's mood actually. So then he says, Prabhupada says, he never breaks his promise. Very interesting. Krishna never breaks his promise. And can you think of some examples where Krishna never breaks any promise? Yeah? Huh? Yeah, Bhishma Deva, yeah, it's very, very famous pastime. Krishna gives promises also. Krishna also took a promise. What promise he took before the war? He will never pick up any weapon. He took one promise also. And then he took another promise also. Name bhakta pranashyati. My devotee will not be vanquished. He took another promise also. So he took that also. So now one day, Bhishma Dev, he wanted to, actually sometimes when we see Krishna will test the devotee, correct? Krishna tests and puts. But sometimes devotee also want to test Krishna. Bhishma Dev wanted to test which promise is more dear to Krishna. Krishna says, my devotee will not be vanquished and I will not pick up any weapon. So one day he fought so vigorously with Arjuna, he was just about to be killed. So in one few minutes, Arjuna is going to finish. So then what is going to happen? So my devotee will not be vanquished or I will not. Krishna completely, I don't care about whatever. He just picked up his weapon, not weapon, sorry, it's the chariot wheel and just chasing towards Bhishma Dev. And then Bhishma Dev, this is what I was waiting for. I just wanted to see which promise is more dear to you. So this is wonderful transcendental exchanges between the Lord and the devotee. We can't find that in the material world. Material world is like a full of, cheated, how can I do this, follow that. But in the spiritual circles, it's completely different. The Lord is looking for, I want to do some service to my devotee. And devotee is thinking, I want to do my service to the Lord. Where will you find this thing in? You will never find that type of reciprocation in that world. Because it's a spiritual nature. So Krishna, Supreme Lord, he becomes a chariot driver. For that chariot driver position is not a very, very elite position or something. Or like a driving chariot, driving car. It's not a very elite position. That for somebody else. So it's not that. But still, Krishna agreed to do that. Why? Krishna wants to protect Arjuna. Krishna wants to protect Arjuna at all circumstances. There is a nice pastime when you go to this Srila Prabhupada's room that there is one wall painting there. There's one wall painting. There is the Mahabharata war is finished that time. So we have to get down from the chariot. We can go and see that also. So now what happens is Arjuna is asking Krishna, you please get down first. No, you get down first. Some people may wonder, what is the big deal? Whether you getting down first or I getting down first? No, you get down first. So Arjuna got down. So when then Krishna got down, the whole chariot was completely engulfed. Because so many astra, so many sastra, everything is coming, so many. But because Krishna was present, he nullified everything. He protected Arjuna, completely nullified, because Krishna can swallow anything. You and me, we can't swallow. Because Krishna, he can fix anything. Any astra, sastra you do, Krishna is there, he can, okay, that's it. I want to fix this, he will fix it. So he wanted to protect Arjuna so that he said, you get down first. But if he doesn't get down first, then if Krishna gets first, then the whole, when the the chariot will be completely engulfed actually. So Arjuna will be finished. So Krishna is so careful, so caring. So now we have to ask ourselves, he is doing so much, how much we are attached to Krishna, how much we are prepared to do something for Krishna. Now, Srila Prabhupada continues. And he says in Bhagavad Gita, Kaunteya prati janehi name bhakta pranashyati. O son of Kunti, declare it boldly that my devotee never perishes. So he gives the promise. It's interesting. He is asking Arjuna to declare. Why can't he himself declare? Why? Yeah. But he is more attached. If a devotee says something, he is more attached to that promise than his own promise. This is Krishna's, look at Krishna's position. He doesn't care about okay, I have given my promise, what will happen to my prestige, my this thing, my that. No, he doesn't care. My devotee said something, that will happen. So that's why he say, Kaunteya prati janehi name bhakta pran. Kaunteya, you declare it that my devotee will not perish. So he is asking Arjuna to declare it. The Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because he takes care of his devotees. Infallible. All circumstances, all situations. So this is we see in the pastime of Mother Draupadi. Mother Draupadi was being insulted. At that time, Draupadi Maharani thought, okay, this Bhishma, Drona, they are there, they will protect me. All my husbands are there, they will protect me. Nothing happened. They didn't raise any voice or anything. And then she thought, I will protect myself. That also didn't happen because he's a Maharati, Dushasan Maharati. So he was, so then she thought, no, nothing is going to work. Hey, Govinda. So she raised her hands with so much feeling. Krishna says, I become eternally indebted to you. We have to call like that actually. Not just no imitation, but when we look at Radha Vallabha, when we read Gaurnita, when we look at Jagannath, Baldev, Subhadra, we need to have the feeling, Lord, you are my only shelter. Not that, okay, I have here Medicare card, here insurance here, this is here, that is here, money is here in the bank. Okay, everything is here, Krishna, anything fails, you please look after. not that type of looking after. Because Krishna is the ultimate beneficiary, ultimate caring person, ultimate caring. Because if you just depend on him, he just completely, he's like a father. This is father is under the shelter, son is under the shelter of father. He is completely free. He doesn't worry about my day-to-day this, what will happen to me, no, he doesn't worry about that. Automatically, father will provide everything. Same way, Lord will provide everything. So he is Achyuta. Achyuta. He says in the first chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Ratham Stapita Achyuta. He says, now you please place the chariot in the midst of the battlefield so I can see all the people. He's asking actually. So Achyuta, and Achyuta is not saying that, oh no, Arjuna, what is this? You are asking, I am Supreme Personality of Godhead, you are asking me to put the chariot in the middle of this. No, he was Achyuta, because he is agreed to the service and then he was infallible. Even though he is Supreme Personality of Godhead, he agreed to become a chariot driver and then he is following the instructions. Actually, it's the other way around. Arjuna should follow Krishna's instruction, but here Arjuna is requesting Krishna, please do that, please do that. So this is the reciprocation between the Lord and his devotee. So Achyuta. So this is, the Lord is addressed here as Achyuta, the infallible, because he takes care of his devotees. Anyone inimical to the devotees is certainly vanquished by the mercy of the Lord. Where does Krishna say? Inimical persons will be vanquished by the Lord. Paritranaya sadhunam vinasaya dushkritam. So this is this is one thing when I was going through this class, preparing things. All Prabhupada's one on lion is all like from one on Shastra, one on specific verse. Because it's not Prabhupada also when he quotes something, he's not quoting here and then, just everything is coming from the Shastra. Each and every sentence, each and every word is very choicely selected. Selecting that is very, very selective words actually. So where it's coming from, yes. So here it says, inimical devotees, Krishna says, Paritranaya sadhunam, I all the protect the devotees, and vinasaya dushkritam, so annihilate the demons, dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge. So the today's context here is Mother Aditi is having some trouble. What trouble Mother Aditi is having? Yeah, that the kingdom and other thing has been usurped. Usurped by whom? Bali Maharaj. So this is like, she is in trouble. As a mother, she is very concerned. My son is out of this thing. He is in distress. So Lord, she is praying to the Lord. Now Vamanadev appears, and we know the pastime how these things will happen. So now Srila Prabhupada continues. The Lord is the source of Ganges water, and therefore he is addressed as Tirthapada. Very wonderful, Tirthapada. Because this is like all the holy rivers are in the Lord's lotus feet. This, when the celestial Ganges, when it's going to come, when the Vamanadev becomes Trivikrama, so when then he pierces this universe, that from that time the water coming from the Ganges, celestial Ganges, that becomes the Ganges river here. So that is why what is called, this is Ganges water, is washed the lotus feet of the Lord. Tirthapada. So this is, all the tirthas are there in the lotus feet of the Lord. And now it's mentioned here, the Lord is the source of the Ganges water, therefore he is addressed as Tirthapada, indicating that all the holy places are at his lotus feet, or whatever he touches with his foot becomes a holy place. This is like whatever is touched by the Lord is holy place. Like we also, like here, it's like when the Lord comes, when the pure devotee of the Lord comes, that is also becomes a tirtha. Because now this is Prabhupada tirtha. Because Prabhupada came. When Prabhupada came here, he didn't come alone. What did he come with? He came Krishna. He comes with Krishna only. So he is like a, that's why Bhaktivedanta Thakur says, Krishna se tomara, Krishna dite paro, tomara sakati hache. Krishna is your property. Whose property? Krishna. Srimati Radharani's property, or pure devotee's property. So if it is your property, then you can give it to somebody. That's what Prabhupada did. He went to America, he went to Australia, he went to here, there, and everywhere he went. So he gave Krishna. Krishna dite paro. So he gave. Tomara sakati ache. So wherever Srila Prabhupada, that is also tirtha. Not only Krishna's lotus feet is tirtha, then wherever the pure devotee of the Lord goes, that also becomes tirtha. That's why Yudhishthira Maharaj says, when Vidura, after the battle, he comes back to the assembly, and then he says, Bhavadvita Bhavata Tirthabhuta Swayam Vibho Tirti Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gatabrata. So he is saying to Vidura, you are all Tirtha only. Vidura is coming, he is also Tirtha. Why he is Tirtha? He is always having the Supreme Lord in the heart. Always in everybody's heart, Supreme Lord is there. But whether we realize it or not, that is another thing. So Lord is there in everybody's heart. There is no doubt about that. But still, a pure devotee of the Lord is so much, always the Lord is sitting there and then guiding him, always whatever the glories of the Lord, he is propagating that. That's why Yudhishthira Maharaj is calling Vidura also as a Tirthapada. So Lord is also Tirthapada, and the pure devotee of the Lord is also Tirthapada. Now, he says Bhagavad Gita, for example, begins with the Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre. Because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharma Kshetra, a place of pilgrimage. Dharma Kshetra is a place of pilgrimage. Okay, it may be, but it becomes added flavor is Krishna is present. Whenever Krishna is present, automatically it becomes an auspicious place. End of Bhagavad Gita. Sanjaya is saying, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, Tatra Shri Vijayo Bhuti, Dhruva Nitir Madhir Mama. Wherever Krishna is there, Yatra Yogeshwara Krishno, Yatra Partho Dhanurdaraha, where there is a archer, Arjuna is there, Tatra, that place, Shri, opulence, Shri, Tatra Shri, Vijaya, victory, Bhuti, all these opulences are automatically there. Automatically. You don't have to do anything. That's very, very important. Tomorrow is Gita Jayanti. So very, very auspicious. Very auspicious for us. So the whole mankind, not only for devotee, anybody. Bhagavad Gita is appreciated by so many people. Not only our this thing, because so many people out of this, like in the I think, not Bhagavad Gita. So there are so many people, like outside people also, like scientists, some religionists, that one, this, everybody is glorified. Because when we read Bhagavad Gita, that is Krishna's words. So there is so much benefit for all of us actually. So that is a great benediction. So here it is mentioned, Bhagavad Gita for example, begins with the word Dharmakshetre, Kurukshetre, because the Lord was present on the battlefield of Kurukshetra, it became a Dharmakshetra, a place of pilgrimage. So therefore the Pandavas who were extremely religious were assured of victory. So this is the Ganges water, and there is a Srila Prabhupada mentions here, Bhagavad Gita is even more important than the water of Ganges. So you see, Prabhupada goes one level up, saying, Bharatamrita sarvaswam Vishnu Vaktrat Vinishrutam Gita Gangotakam Pitva Punarjanmana Vidyate. This is Gita Mahatmya. One who drinks the water of Ganges attains salvation. So what to speak of one who drinks the nectar of Bhagavad Gita? Bhagavad Gita is the essential nectar of the Mahabharata, and it is spoken by Lord Krishna himself, the original Vishnu. Gita Mahatmya number 5. Bhagavad Gita comes from the mouth of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and the Ganges is said to emanate from the lotus feet of the Lord. Of course, there is no difference between the mouth and the feet of the Supreme Lord. But from an impartial study, we can appreciate that Bhagavad Gita is even more important than the water of the Ganges. Prabhupada says that towards the end of introduction to Bhagavad Gita. Yes, Bhagavad Gita is so important for our life. Because if you read Bhagavad Gita, try to understand Bhagavad Gita, apply it in our life, the whole outlook changes actually. People sometimes like, why I am suffering, why this is happening to me. All your questions are answered here in Bhagavad Gita in very detail. Krishna gives so much detail he gives actually. And then this is like so I request, because this is on the behalf of the Acharya, Srila Prabhupada and all the, so we have to take Bhagavad Gita very seriously, very, very seriously. So much serious that it is like we can't, this is our existence. For existence, our survival is Bhagavad Gita and Śrīmad Bhāgavatam. That is our life actually. So Prabhupada continues that and says, a place, therefore the Pandavas who were extremely religious were assured of victory. Any place where the Supreme Personality of Godhead displayed his pastimes, such as Vrindavan or Dwaraka, becomes a holy place. Because wherever the Lord presence. So now also there is no difference because Lord is here. When Srila Prabhupada says, when the worship nicely going on here, he says in Melbourne, he said this is not Melbourne, this is Vaikuntha. Correct? We all remember the quote where Prabhupada says, this is not Vaikuntha, this is not Melbourne. Melbourne is a place, but where Lord is worshipped nicely, wonderfully serving the Lord, it becomes Vaikuntha. So the consciousness is completely different. And now, any place where, the chanting of the holy name of the Lord, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare, is pleasing to the ear, and it expands good fortune to the audience who hears it chanted. This is the benefit actually. The devotees go on Harinam, do chanting here, everywhere. So why? Because this is like this is the Paropakar. Sometimes people will be able to come to this temple and take association. Sometimes people are not that fortunate to come to the temple, so then they go outside. So like next month we are going to have like a Jagannathji. He comes our yatra, he comes out. Sometimes you are sick, you go to the doctor. Sometimes then you come to the temple. Sometimes you are so sick, then you can't go, the doctor comes to you. Correct? There's even in the material world, like you are so sick, you can't go anywhere. The doctor will come to you. The same way, when the material world people are so sick, they can't do anything. So Lord, okay, let me come out. I will go and fix you. So he comes and he gives darshan. He gives association. So, and by just seeing the Lord on the chariot, they get benefit. So much benefit, so much benefit. They can't even imagine they will get this much benefit actually. So these are all the potency of the Lord's holy name. So this is, and he expands the good fortune of the person who hears it chanted. Owing to the presence of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Aditi was fully assured that the troublesome condition created for her by the demons would now be ended. Aditi was very confident because this benediction was, the Kashyapa Muni only, her husband only gave this way. Okay, this is the way you do. And then she was very confident and the Lord was present. So she was so happy that, okay, as a mother, she wants her sons to be re-established. That's a natural motherly affection. That's nothing wrong in that. But so she was very confident that by the Lord is present here and then He is going to look after. And that is the Lord's mission also. Lord's mission is also Paritranaya Sadhunam Vinasaya Dushkritam. So that will happen. So this way, Aditi is, this is the prayer. How she prays. The prayer is like a completely encompassing all the Vedic purports. Everything is coming here. So this is the way, like Dhruva Maharaj is praying, Prahlad Maharaj is praying, anybody is praying to the Lord. These prayers are offering. This is what very important. Uttama sloka. In the Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, it says, Shrinvatam swakata Krishna, punya shravana kirtanam, hridayantasto hi abhadrani, vidunoti suhrutsatam. Whatever all the inauspicious things in our heart, by hearing these things, hearing this pastime, hearing this wonderful Hare Krishna, hearing this pastime, hearing these prayers, you become completely cleansed of all the misgivings. Completely cleansed. That is the beauty. Because it's so wonderful. By hearing the Lord's pastimes, Lord's holy name, it becomes completely eradicates all these anarthas actually. This is the next sloka is saying, this is Nashta Prayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Nityam Bhagavata. It's not like a once in a month Bhagavata. No, Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. Then Bhavati Uttama Sloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. Then the bhakti becomes an irrevocable fact in the heart. Irrevocable fact, what does it mean? Nobody can take it out of that. Nobody can, you have something, you have some property you have, somebody will try to steal from you. Somebody can do something harm to you. Take it out. No, this bhakti is become as an irrevocable fact. It will be established in the heart as nobody can damage that. Nobody can take it out of you. So how that will happen? Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya. So we have to keep it in a practice in our life. Nityam Bhagavata. Bhagavata Seva means two things. We can serve the devotees, that is one Seva, or Bhagavata Seva, book Bhagavata. We can read Bhagavata also. So that seva we can do. And more importantly, this especially the holy Gita Jayanti festival is coming. We can read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is our life and existence is that only. So we can read one sloka per day. It's so much important. Sloka and purport, it takes only a few minutes only. It doesn't take long. Doesn't take long at all. Like if you just read so many things we read in the internet and that news, that one, this one, so many things are coming. So much of time getting wasted in all these things. Instead, your business, if you have to do something, you are a university, whatever, you have to do those things, research, all that. But at least some 5-10 minutes if you can dedicate for reading Bhagavad Gita, reading Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, that's it. You are completely, the whole paradigm shift completely changes actually. You become very fearless actually, fearless. Let's say this is like the first Gita Mahatmya is saying, Gita Sastram idam punyam yapatet prayata puman Vishnu padam avapnoti bhaya sokati varjita. Bhaya and soka completely eradicated. If somebody reads Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada says in the beginning, if somebody reads Bhagavad Gita sincerely and seriously, this is what happened. Gita Sastram, Idam Punyam, Yappatet Prayata Puman, Vishnu Padam Avapnoti. He goes to the supreme planet. He goes to the Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan and Bhaya Soka. There is no fear. There is no Soka, no lamentation. That is the beauty. Everybody is worried actually. Oh, what will happen? What will happen? What will happen? And I have something, I will lose something. All these things. But completely reading Bhagavad Gita sincerely and seriously eradicates all of that. So that's why we have to take advantage of Lord's presence here and then also this Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. This way, this life can be perfected in this life only. We don't have to wait for, we'll take another birth. No need to take another birth. Why to take another birth? Actually? We'll finish the business here only, this life only. Let us take it seriously and finish it. And now we can go back home, back to God. That should be, at least that should be our motive. Not that if you procrastinate, next life, we will never go actually. We want to, seriousness, that like if a house is on fire, how we should behave. No? We have to get out of this as quickly as possible. So not just like make some temporary arrangements here and there. No, we have to just get out. Same way if we can do, then we can also achieve. So we'll stop here. If there is any questions or comments or any other further points, please. Hare Krishna. tomorrow we are, I just spoke to Arjun Saka Prabhu, tomorrow evening we are planning to have reciting Bhagavad Gita slokas in the temple. I'll send an invite. So it will happen here after the 7:30 Aarti. So we'll just sit here, maybe 7:30 to 9 o'clock or whatever time. So maybe how many chapters we can read, we'll read. So anything is benefit. Even one chapter we read also, it's benefit. Even one sloka or even half a sloka we read also, that is our benefit actually. So we'll try to do that. So I'll send a message in the WhatsApp groups. So if anyone has some spare time, please come here. If you can't come here, at home also you can sit and you can read also. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Your question? Yes, Prabhu.
In the verse, it's saying how that Krishna is a shelter of the poor and all the suffering entities, and also in the Guru Vastakam song we sing, Guru Puja, says that the spiritual master is the friend of the poor. And
yes.
So on, and
thank you for bringing that. Deenanatha. Deenanatha is a wonderful Deenanatha. So Deenanatha means poor. So when we say poor, we are not talking about that poor of the wealth poor. This is like a spiritually poor. Because sometimes wealth is there everywhere. Everybody has wealth, everybody has property, everybody has everything, something bank balance. So here we are not mentioning. Deena means those who lack Krishna consciousness, those who lack God consciousness, because this is the thing. Whatever, everything, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj, you say, there is no scarcity in the world. There is no scarcity. Doctors are there, engineers are there, everything is there. But what is scarcity is bhakta, devotee scarcity. Because there is somebody who can give this knowledge so that this person's, whatever the material life will be vanquished actually. You don't have to take birth again into the material world. That is the greatest benediction. I may give you some money, but how long that money will last? After some time that money will finish. So, but if you give him knowledge, like for example, I give some knowledge to this person. I give $100 to this person. So, I don't have $100, so this person has $100. So, but if I give some knowledge, so I have knowledge and she also knows. And my knowledge also enhanced. This is the beauty of Bhagavad Gita. Bhagavad Gita is like you distribute this Bhagavad Gita, you give Bhagavad Gita or you talk about Bhagavad Gita, your knowledge also, Krishna sees that, you are trying to do some work for me. Okay, dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayanti. Krishna gives the intelligence. Krishna will give you the intelligence so that you can come back to me. Sometimes people wonder, I don't know all these things, how will I go? No, you don't worry about that. Because Krishna sees you. You are trying to distribute something, you are trying to give knowledge. Then I will give you the intelligence so you can come back to me. So you are going back home, back to Godhead is Krishna's responsibility or Guru's responsibility. You don't have to worry about that. This is like when Srila Prabhupada gives example, there is two things, kitten being carried by the cat. Kitten carried by the cat, kitten doesn't worry about anything. Kitten just say, I am in the protection of my mother. That's it. Wherever the jumps, say for us also, we do Krishna, but we have to do Krishna's work. Krishna's work we do, and then Krishna looks after. Completely, to go back home, back to God. That's why he says, very end of the Bhagavad Gita, this is like, Yayitam paramam guhyam mad bhakteshu abhidasyati bhakti mayi param krutva mame vaisyasi asamshayah. Because Bhagavad Gita is a book of assurance actually. Everywhere assurance, asamshaya, masucha. All these things are there in Bhagavad Gita. Why? Krishna is reassuring us that you don't worry. You follow these instructions. Ma sucha, asamshaya. That means asamshaya means there is no doubt. Ma sucha means you don't have to fear. Do not fear. Why Krishna says? Krishna completely, everything is under his control actually. Krishna controls that. So when somebody engages in devotional service, don't you think Krishna will protect that person? Krishna is protecting millions of living entities outside. So if somebody engages in devotional service, do you think Krishna is going to, you suffer? No. Krishna will go to any extent. He will go to any extent to protect the devotee. So we need to have the complete confidence in that. Yes, I am engaged in the service of Krishna. Krishna will protect me. Rakshisyati viswaso. He will protect me. I don't have to worry about that. So then for him the thanks for bringing the Deenanatha. He is the Deenanatha because we are all Deena. Even the millionaire is also Deena only. Why? You have money, but he doesn't have realization. He doesn't have God consciousness. Nothing is there. So he is also poor only. So poor. So that's why he is like a well-wisher of all the living entities, actually. Suhrut, well-wishing friend of all the living entities. Lord is also a well-wisher. And Srila Prabhupada says, whenever he writes, you are ever well-wisher. Always well-wishing. Otherwise, what is his thing? Why he should have stayed in Vrindavan, happily gone back home, back to Godhead. But he went all the way. Deenanatha. Deenas are there. So he went there and tried to give this knowledge and then get the benefit to them. Yeah, thanks, Prabhu.
Just one short comment there.
Yeah.
I saw on the internet Jayapataka Swami was making a statement about Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, and as far as I remember, a short comment, he said, if you have a set of Śrīmad Bhāgavatam in your house, then your house becomes a holy tirtha.
Yeah, correct. Correct, because this is a tirtha only. Because when Lord is there, when the Lord is worshipped, there is non-different. Śrīmad Bhāgavatam is non-different from Krishna. See, but the problem is whether we realize it or not. That is another thing. Sometimes, see, Lord is in the heart of all the living entities. Yes, but sometimes we don't realize that. We realize or we don't. But that's why even Śrīmad Bhāgavatam or Bhagavad Gita can be kept in the altar and you can worship also. Different, like tomorrow, normally they will keep this Bhagavad Gita. So it is not, we are not interested in money, like, okay, you may give $15 or $10. That is not a question. If you take Bhagavad Gita and read one line also, in the beginning of Bhagavad Gita, Srila Prabhupada says, even one devotee reads this Bhagavad Gita and goes back home, back to Godhead, Srila Prabhupada says, all our efforts are, we consider all our efforts as success. Even one devotee. But Srila Prabhupada's mercy, millions of devotees have taken up this process. But Srila Prabhupada is very humble. He sets his expectation. Even one person becomes, so our mood should be like that only. Not the, oh, I should go and, no. Sometimes you may be able to distribute. Sometimes you may not be able to distribute. What can you do? Actually, Krishna is in the control, actually. Krishna sees your sincerity. Krishna sees your eagerness. And Krishna sends people. Where the people are coming from? People are not coming from the sky. They are not. No, Krishna is sending. Prabhupada says. Prabhupada told all the disciples, you are all sent by Krishna only. Prabhupada had so much seriousness, so many people came. So when we also have seriousness, we want to do something for Krishna, Krishna will make all the arrangement. Krishna will send the people, Krishna will provide for the money, everything will come actually. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai. Grantaraj Śrīmad Bhagavad Gita ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.